Hey everybody, this is Anime from RPGamer, and we've actually got a local treat. So this is Fox English. He goes by Night Fox on our forums, and you're developing your own game. So give me the rundown.
All right, the game's name is Shadowdawn Genesis. Shadowdawn is an old name I've kind of kept around and grown attached to. It has a purpose, so I don't want to get into that now, but suffice to say the title is for a reason. The game is, I've always been very fond of Japanese role-playing games, console role-playing games, but I've also played a lot of Western RPGs, and I keep seeing this whole dichotomy, and I thought, why not try to take the best of both worlds and make a game?
And throw them together. Oh, that sounds really cool.
So I'm taking a very anime-themed kind of console experience, taking the best elements of it, and I know some people don't think there are any, but there are. There are some good ones, and taking Western RPGs with more expansive, like open-world kind of treatment, and more, I would say, interactive, like dialogue and environments, and just seeing what comes of it.
Awesome.
The story itself is based on something I've been writing for on and off for 20 years. I started
Lots of history.
Yeah, there's a lot of history, and this story, Shadowdawn Genesis, is to me like the starting point of like everything. So it's a really important story to me, and it has so many aspects. It would take me forever to really get into it all. Above all else, though, I really wanted, and I know this is kind of done a lot in recent media, to show a very strong female character, like as the lead character. And
well, I always appreciate that.
And I don't mean strong as in like the, you know, just the butt-kicking type, but I mean strong as in like she just has a lot of character to her. Right. So I'm hoping it comes out.
Right, more depth.
Right.
Okay, so this is an Xbox Live indie game.
Right.
And you're programming it with?
C#.
Awesome.
The XNA development kit.
Perfect. And do you have sort of a tentative release date yet?
It's been pushed back a few times. It's a fairly large project. I do want it to be done by winter, but all that kind of depends on if I can get funding this summer or not.
Great.
That's my goal right now.
How long have you been working on it?
I've been working on it since officially December 2009, I think. So coming on about 27 months now.
Okay, so let's see the fruits of your labor.
All right.
And here we go, Shadowdawn Genesis. Let's press start.
All right. So, you know, your basic options here. I'll just go right into new game.
Sounds good.
All of this here has been rewritten. I originally was going to have a very long narrative where the main character, Arashi, basically talks about, she's got a very mundane life up to this point.
Right.
Fairly mundane. And, you know, this is a day that things start to change. But I decided it would be a little more interesting to just go right into the campsite. But those characters aren't drawn yet, so we won't get to see that here.
Okay.
But, you know, it kind of still gives you a little impression of what's going on.
And so this sort of picks up at the beginning of the story.
Right.
Okay.
I really wanted to get players into the action as fast as possible.
Hey, no arguments here. I'm totally down for that. So this is Ket.
Yes.
Who is Ket?
Ket the Blackwing. He is, I gotta say right now, he's not a pet. He's a exiled member of this race called the Khalil. They're very large mountain lion-like cats.
Right.
Some are born with wings and some are not.
Okay.
And there's this whole like class system based on that. Ket is unusual, and he got exiled because he's got black wings.
Instead of white?
Exactly.
Gotcha.
So he's kind of this bitter, just world traveler, and he's watching over Arashi for unknown reasons at this time.
Oh, okay.
He kind of cut in, there was a campsite dialogue that hasn't been written yet. He's just commenting snarkily on what they were talking about.
They weren't being very kind.
Exactly.
So this is Arashi, and this is the girl that we see in all the promotional icons and artwork and stuff. So how did you come up with the design?
This has actually been a long time coming. I've been working on a game called Just Shadowdawn since like 1999, and that was actually with some people. However, that was set this is a prequel to that. This
Right.
is set 5 years after.
Okay.
And that design was a little more mature, like the hair was cut more like in a ponytail, and she
Right.
has a little bit more defined armor.
Right.
Here she's a trainee and she's like 19 years old, so
Right.
she's just kind of getting started with all this.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's kind of how I came up with that.
Okay. Apparently she doesn't hide her feelings very well.
No, they have a very good banter. They really like each other.
So they kibitz like this back and forth all during the game.
Yeah.
So now, what's going on with the lighting here?
It's nighttime.
Right,
and,
okay.
you've got your lantern here.
Ah, okay. So you can actually pick that up and take it with you?
Yeah, you can either keep it like an item that you can move around,
Okay.
and it just, oh, that's a bug, but I'll fix that later. Or you can actually just pick it up,
Right.
and then you can equip it. It's kind of Zelda-like in this part.
Right.
You get a lot of tools and
Okay.
whatnot. But yeah, you can turn the light on and off there. Food items are everywhere. You can take them or use them as you find them, which is, you know, use at your own peril.
Ooh.
Food lying around.
Oh.
This
Hey, a
is
bag.
This is very Western RPG-like. You can
Right.
either find little containers or you can grab the whole thing all at once.
Okay. Now, can I see? Okay. Oh, silver foxes. Very nice. Foxfire Empire.
Yeah, obviously I like foxes. There's 4 animal kind of gods
Right.
that were defeated in a war like 300 years ago, but their fallout is still everywhere in this culture.
Okay.
The fox is the symbol of destruction.
Right. Foxfire.
Exactly. There's also the lion. This empire, believe it or not, is actually the lion empire. They call it Foxfire because they fought off the fox
Foxfire.
spirit like years
Okay.
ago. That's how the name got
Right.
created.
Okay.
And then there's also a falcon, which isn't involved in this game. I'll
Right.
just say that right now. And a lizard, kind of like a dragon, but not quite.
Komodo.
Yeah, it's actually exactly a Komodo dragon.
Yeah.
He's the god of this kingdom's rival. The setting is that there's 2 major factions right now just at war with each other. It's like
Right.
been an open war, but it's been very quiet for the last year. And
Okay.
that's Arashi's kind of training along with these people.
Right.
But they're like, they're kind of a boys' club. It's a samurai group. They've never had women before.
Ah, and she's the first female to be entered.
But
and
she's
they're
not
appreciative.
officially entered into it either. So to them, it's just this little girl tagging along. They're like, why is she here? She's not a fighter. And
Yeah. Okay.
of course, that's kind of the premise that she proves them wrong.
Right. So once you've grabbed all this, can we see some combat?
Yes, of course.
All right.
You can also talk to your party members at any time,
Oh, nice. Ah,
and they say random things. You can also, like BioWare style games, this is kind of placeholder, of course.
Right.
You can interrupt their train of thought and
Right.
actually ask them specific questions. So, and that changes by context. The further you go, the more you can ask.
right. Okay.
And just to show, Ket says like very limited things here. And then once you go out the tent, he changes his entire dialogue tree.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Oh.
It's very Mass Effect-esque. Well, who really cares? Okay.
But yeah, for now, this is all real time. I plan to put a bit more thought into creating like a Final Fantasy 12 style system for
Right.
people who aren't into action.
Right. Okay.
But
So that you can have a little more automation if
Exactly.
you're not an action-y player.
so for now, this is like the full manual version.
Right.
But it's very easy. I've already tested it out to have like an ATB system, and you can give commands and what enemy to fight.
You've got some really nice music in here.
Oh, thank you. This is actually a Vocaloid, Megarune Luca.
Oh, nice.
So I've mentioned many times I really like the Vocaloids. This is why, because she's my singer for my game.
Right. Okay. That's awesome.
But yeah, you can.
So in the menu here, your journal is to catch you up on the story, or is that to save?
It's got several purposes.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It tells you your current goal and
Right.
subquests here.
Right.
Sorry, the text runs off. Quests, there are no quests right now.
Right now, yeah.
Diary, Arashi herself does a first person, like, this is what I've done, similar to the Tales games,
Right.
if you played those.
Yeah. It's like how Final Fantasy 13 catches you up on the game.
Yeah,
a
kind of,
bit.
but
yeah.
it's more personal. It's
Okay,
just
yeah.
like, it explains more of her character internally.
Okay.
Because I know you'll get a lot with her talking to Ket and other characters.
Right.
But seeing how she thinks internally is important too.
Right, yeah. And then a list of NPCs.
Yeah, that's not implemented
Yep.
yet, but I can do that. And of course, this is your...
That'll get formatted.
Yeah, of course. This isn't even a complete list yet, but it's basic. And then your map. You're not supposed to be able to see all this stuff, but...
So are these, can you go back to the map for 1 second?
Yes, of course.
So these are all places you're going to be able to visit in Genesis, or is this...
Yes.
So is this all the Foxfire Empire?
Yeah, this is the Foxfire continent.
Okay.
I really am debating whether or not to show the full world map so I don't confuse people or
Right.
not. Since I know a lot of games that have region like Dragon Age or whatnot stick to that region, they don't
Right.
show the whole area.
That makes sense. Perfect.
But yeah, these are the definitive areas. There's going to be some smaller side areas for side quests that come up.
Yep.
But you know, that'll come with time.
Okay, now I also see recipes. What's up with that?
Oh, I've been debating with a friend about this. Well, you know how there's like crafting and
Right.
whatnot in a lot of games.
Right.
This is essentially the crafting system.
Okay.
Now, this game is kind of a mash. Like the primary inspirations are Secret of Mana
Right.
and Ultima 7, which is
Okay.
a fairly old game.
Yeah.
But Ultima 7 has crafting, but I'm not sure if it's something that modern gamers would accept as well, because crafting nowadays is all menu based.
Right.
But Ultima 7, it's very interactive. You have to
Okay.
actually put things on like an oven and
Right.
then, you know, click the oven to actually cook what's on it.
Right.
So I can do that. The scripting is already there for that,
Uh-huh.
but I'm not sure if that's what players want yet, so I'm kind of holding off on that.
Awesome. So last question for you. About how long of a game are you shooting for?
Oh, let's see. I really want it to be, you know, just a full-sized RPG, so like 30, 40-hour range.
Perfect. So hopefully we'll be seeing this by the end of 2012.
I hope so too. I have been working a lot on content. That's been my main focus, but getting it actually into the game is another question.
Okay, so are the enemies just like the little filler guys right now,
Yeah.
or they're okay?
These are
Yeah.
Kitries. They're going
Okay.
to be a little bigger when I'm
Okay.
done.
Yeah.
But there's several things you can do with combat.
Right.
Obviously, there's your typical attacks.
Yeah.
And then your guard, which isn't animated, reduces damage.
Right.
While you're guarding, you can actually dodge, like dodge
cool.
backwards, dodge to the side.
Oh, this is cool.
And then there's also an auto dash button. When you auto dash, you can do like a charge attack.
Oh, okay.
So there's a lot of little neat features like that.
Great.
You notice when, here, let me find another Kitri. Oops. I changed some of the controls, so I'm a little rusty on my own system right now. All right. You can actually, if you block something right when it hits, it just totally absorbs it.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So instead of just taking reduced damage like that, if you time it right, it'll absorb it, and you have a brief window where you can counterattack for extra damage.
Oh, nice. Okay.
You can't talk to your party members while you're fighting, so
Right.
it doesn't cause that little bug that
Okay.
will show up.
Now, Ket is a non-combat companion currently.
Oh, he is supposed to fight. There's obviously AI. You can, it's not implemented yet. This is what I meant by it's not quite ready yet.
Yeah, no.
You can give commands directly, just like a Dragon Age or whatever.
Right.
But you can also, one of the things is I really wanted the battle system to be very smooth. So I took kind of an inspiration from the fighting games, Marvel versus Capcom,
Right.
where you have assists.
Right.
So you're fighting, and then you press a button, and a character jumps in, and
Oh,
it does a little
nice.
launcher thing.
Yep.
So what I wanted to do, I really wanted the NPC party to work as a unit.
Right.
And this is actually one of the key differences that this game has. You can use this, what I call the signal system, and it will come in with what are assists here.
Right.
And when you press the button and say, well, he's supposed to do something, but
Right. Animation's not in yet.
yeah, Arashi will be just like, go Ket, and Ket will be like right on it, and then he'll jump in and do a launcher attack to increase combos.
Cool.
Or you can do it the other way. Arashi does a combo and you can signal, follow it up.
Okay.
So that's kind of a big strategy, and it's not just Ket. You can have up to 5 people in the party. This is split up for a reason as well. These are the vanguard characters.
Right.
They're the ones that actually do the attacking, just like a typical action RPG.
Yeah, and then those two will be support.
Right.
That can be pulled in for the combo moves and.
Yeah, but they actually will appear on the screen.
Okay.
Support has the advantage, even though they're on the screen, they have very increased defense.
Right.
So this can also be used in a tank type situation because support characters can be told to spam their moves to build attention to them.
Right, okay.
And characters with higher hit points, even though they're better attackers, may be better in the support line, you know, drawing enemy attention away from Arashi. So
Very
there's
cool.
a few little strategies in place already. You know, you could just move him there if you wanted to. The entire move list changes if they're a vanguard character or a support character.
Okay.
And another thing this game alleviates that I have seen in a lot of RPGs is you're limited on healing characters. Like there's only usually 1 or 2 healing characters.
Or a lot of items.
Exactly. In this game, I wanted every character to have some kind of, if they're in a support role, to be able to heal or at least support the party in a way that reduces or mitigates damage.
Right.
And I thought that would be a really neat system. That way you can recruit the characters you actually want, as opposed to, oh God, I need a healer, and getting a character you don't like at all.
Makes sense.
So I don't know. I hope that works. I think it'll be a good system when it comes out.
So you gonna have Z-Boy playtest for you?
He promised. I playtested Cthulhu for him, so.
Oh yeah, hey, that's fair enough.
But yeah, just like Ultima and most Western RPGs, you can drop whatever you don't want.
Right.
Just put it back in the world.
That's kind of cool.
I might like Kitschy. They're like little squirrels. And my friend always makes the joke that they're like throwing explosive like acorns at Arashi.
Nice.
I'm like, I'm just gonna go with that. One other thing this game has in place, I only have one example of it and I hope I don't miss, is that you can actually use items on environment. So I've got this bucket of water. I may miss,
Okay.
I apologize, but it's supposed to, I think that's it. Yep, there you go. You can.
Nice.
Put
And
the
now you
fire
put out
out.
the fire.
Yep.
No way to relight it.
Well, I don't have a torch yet.
Oh.
But it's there. All that's in there. So
Cool.
I'm very proud of the whole scripting system that I have in place.
Yeah, this looks really fun. Oh, right, and you can turn your lamp on and off of the.
Yeah.
Now, is the mini map going to be developed a little further?
Yeah, this was working. It was causing some slowdown. What it was doing was it was recompiling the whole map, like
Whoops.
a lot larger and shrinking it down. So it kind of looked 8-bit and it looked really cool, but it was very slow. So I'm
Right.
like, I'm gonna try something else and probably just draw everything by hand.
Makes sense.
But this game also has a checkpoint system.
Oh, nice.
That's one of the things I'm talking with a couple friends about with the save system. I really don't like obsessive saving, but it supports it for right now. I kind of like the Demon's Souls, Dark Souls version where it's always saving. That way all your decisions matter.
Right.
Since there's really no way to get stuck and you're not really losing any progress, I figure an always save thing would kind of work.
Right.
And you always get to go back to like the last checkpoint, which are these things right here.
Well, that's an encouraging sign.
The advantage of checkpoints, these Foxfire checkpoints, is that you can teleport to any checkpoint you've ever been to.
Oh, fast travel.
Exactly. So it's not going to be too hard on players, I hope.
Perfect.
I really just wanted people to enjoy the story, you know,
Yeah.
and hopefully the art. I know anime art isn't everyone's favorite nowadays, but
I like it.
I like it, obviously, or I wouldn't draw it.
There you go. And now that we're all equipped, it's time to go.
Yeah, showing off my rain.
Yay! Weather.
This is pretty much the test field for just fighting. There's like 20 of these kit trees and not much else.
Gotcha. This is sort of the level building, learn how to fight.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
It's going to have more. This is not finished, basically. It's supposed to have more. But you can actually throw little skills out, too.
Oh, that's what that crack is you're guarding, right?
Yep.
Cool. Okay.
Oh, I got. I've been testing status effects. It doesn't show it. I forgot about it. What you'll notice also, this meter isn't an MP meter. It's a focus meter. So all of your special skills and spells or whatnot are based on how focused you are fighting, which is very similar to fighting games, basically. The more you fight, the faster it builds. If you do combos, it builds like a whole meter all at once.
Great.
Or if you're just standing, you can actually focus, which also isn't animated, but it builds the whole meter up for you, and it builds up faster the longer you hold it down.
Gotcha. But you're susceptible to attacks while you're doing that.
Exactly. It's not a defense move, so you're wide open and you're actually vulnerable. There's a few cases where you're just outright vulnerable, which increases the damage that you take, so you got to be careful. And it's more of an anti-exploit kind of thing. I really wanted the game to be balanced and fun, but at the same time, I don't want it to be broken.
Perfect. All right. Well, I think that's everything I can think of right now.
I pretty much covered the whole
System.
premise,
Yeah.
I should say.
Well, this looks like it's going to be really exciting.
I hope so.
Keep us up to date.
I definitely will.